am Colin Fiddler from Boy Records, and I am going to do an unboxing of John Prine's The Oh Boy singles from Boy Records. Comes in this nice custom box with the Oh Boy logo on it, packed so it doesn't get knocked around. And what this is, the Oh Boy singles, is a jukebox that comes with 7-inch vinyl records, 8 45 7-inch vinyl records, a booklet with 7-inch single credits and lyrics, 45 RPM adapter, retro Oh Boy catalog, and 2 Handsome Johnny jukebox coins. Also, it lights up. So we're going to explore what's in here, but first I want to talk a little bit about where the idea came from and why we decided to do a jukebox. So Oh Boy Records started in 1981, and it began with John Prine creating a essentially mailing list from all of his tours and people who he had addresses from. He sent out a mailer that said, look, send me money, we'll make a record and we'll send it to you. And that's what people did. People sent him money, and John made a Christmas 7-inch. John's last song on Oh Boy Records was I Remember Everything, which we put on a 7-inch as a single. So Oh Boy Records and John Prine's time at Oh Boy Records is bookended by 2 7-inch singles, and the other 6 that are in this sort of tell the story of John Prine's music at Oh Boy Records. So we're gonna open it up, and as I'm opening it up, I'll tell you a little bit about why we chose a jukebox and why not just a jukebox, but specifically this jukebox. John and Steve Goodman were good friends. Steve Goodman's a folk singer from Chicago that John grew up playing music with. And Steve Goodman and John wrote the song, You Never Even Call Me By Your Name. And Steve Goodman took all the credit for it because John didn't want to put his name on a song that I guess was making fun of country music. So Steve Goodman put his name on it, and it was cut and became a hit. Steve Goodman felt bad that John Prine, who helped write the song's name wasn't on it, and so he gave John a Wurlitzer Jukebox, which this is an exact model replica of. So this jukebox now is at the Country Music Hall of Fame in Nashville, Tennessee. You can go see it. But forever it was in John's writing studio in Nashville. So this is essentially a photo that's been laid over, professionally taken by one of our designers, Bob Delavante, who helped design the jukebox. As you can see, the button is right here. You can turn it on, turn it off. This is the back. Okay, let's open it. So it opens like this. The lights are behind here. And when you open it, the first thing you'll see is another piece of the jukebox with the 7-inch listings. This is a booklet that when you open up, essentially gives the same story that I told you, and a nice little intro from Jim Rooney, who is John's sort of longtime producer, who's produced a bunch of John Prine records. And he's given sort of a beautiful explanation of what you're looking at here, as well as some history around the story. Here is a photo of Steve Goodman and John Prine listening to the actual jukebox, and John says, Steve Goodman gave me the jukebox because I co-wrote You Never Even Call Me By My Name. I wouldn't put my name on it because I thought it sucked, and then it went to #1. That's how I found out what a #1 song is. So those are John's words for it. This contains all of the information about each 7-inch through it. So all 8 7-inches are in here. Their details, who played on them, the lyrics, and what's on side A and side B. So just to go through them, we have I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus and Silver Bells, Let's Talk Dirty in Hawaiian, and Kokomo. These were the first 2 singles released by Oh Boy Records. This one being the first, this one being the OBR 004. You had Aimless Love and German Afternoons in between these, and then they put out this 7-inch single. A new one, Space Monkey and Beautiful World, which is 2 live recordings. You have the Spotify singles, which is Spotify single sessions that John did with some of his friends. My Old Kentucky Home and Paradise, including a cover of My Old Kentucky Home by Stephen Foster Collins, as well as Paradise, John's famous song done with Tyler Childers, at Beaver Dam in Kentucky on May 11th, 2018. You have the Living Room Sessions, which is a cut with some of John's friends with Unwed Fathers and People Putting People Down. The Kentucky Sessions, which is John Prine and Kelsey Walding doing Kentucky Means Paradise as well as Paradise. And then to round it out, I Remember Everything, which includes I Remember Everything and then a string reprise at the end. This is some of the back circuitry of the jukebox that was in it, which is pretty cool. And the credits on the back of this. So it also includes Oh Boy records before the internet. The way you ordered from us was through a catalog. So we put a little catalog in here which has all of the info for some of our new releases, which aren't so new anymore, but it's got a little introduction, some more info on the 7 inches, and then we have some of our most popular items for sale. You actually can order using this with the order form. You can mail it in. It's got a little mailer on the back. It's got bulk rate US stamp postage. You can also buy the whole enchilada, which if you can't decide what you want, you can buy everything. Just send us in the order form. This comes with a digital download card, so if you want to listen to these and you're not by your record player, you can use this to download the tracks, put them on your iPhone or your iPad. Okay, let's get into one of my favorite parts of it, which is this 45 converter with the oh boy mouth in it. So if you don't know, when you're playing a 45 on a vinyl record player, they're gonna have the big holes. So I'll get out this first one. John Prine sings I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus and Silver Bells, the first Oh Boy Records release. This is actually in a paper sleeve because we wanted to stay true to exactly how we released it in 1981, which was in a paper sleeve with the original Oh Boy logo, if you can see that. Looks a little different from ours now, but this actually goes in here so you can spin a 45 record. So that's how this works, and that sits, I'll show you, that'll sit right here, and you get your jukebox, and you can leave it there, keep it in there, or keep it on your turntable. Usually turntables have a spot for it. So let's get into the vinyl records themselves. The first one, which I showed you, was the John Prine Sings I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus and Silver Bells. Some photos of John Prine with Santa Claus on the front right there, and then the credits on the back. Kept it true to its original packaging other than changing the P.O. box number. So this is the first single on Oh Boy Records and in the jukebox when you open it. The second one is Let's Talk Dirty in Hawaiian and Kokomo. These you can find on German Afternoons. You can find Let's Talk Dirty in Hawaiian, on German Afternoons on the digital version if you've listened to it online. But Kokomo was actually only released on this 7-inch. So as of right now, this is the only place you can listen to the studio version of Kokomo by John Prine. And this comes on a beautiful green vinyl, and you see the logo changes a little bit closer to what we have now, but it's, they're still working on it. So that's John Prine's Let's Talk Dirty in Hawaiian, which is one of my favorite songs. One of the first shirts I ever made at Oh Boy was this Let's Talk Dirty in Hawaiian artwork. Okay, so then moving right along, this is a new one. This was made specifically for this jukebox. It's Space Monkey and Beautiful World. Space Monkey is live at the Ryman, and then Beautiful Worlds is live at the Woodstock Opera House. Both of these are live. I love this. I love this design with the Communist Party symbol on the spaceship and the CCCP monkey. This was actually designed by Ryan Duggan, who did a lot of John's posters throughout his tours, especially in the True Forgiveness tour. But you see now we're getting into our official logo. And this beautiful yellow color with the black. I really like this one. This one's, I think design-wise, this one's probably my favorite, even though this is not one I designed. I designed a few of these, but we haven't gotten those yet. Oh, this next one I have actually. So John Prine, Beautiful World, Space Monkey, two great songs that other than the live versions didn't get on records as far as I know. The John Prine Spotify singles, these are really cool. This was done in the studio with Dave Cobb, and we had the Secret Sisters singing with John for I Have Met My Love Today and I Just Called to Say I Love You. I Just Called to Say I Love You is a Stevie Wonder cover, and I've Met My Love Today you'll know from the Tree of Forgiveness, but this is a different version than that. This one comes on your standard black vinyl as it came out. All of these from here on out had super limited releases when they first came out, that if you were a John Prine fan and were in the know about the Oh Boy store and you were lucky enough to get one D2C, we did a super limited run of all of, I think, the rest of these. There you go, there's another one. John Prine, I'm gonna scoot this back so they don't fall off. There we go. Okay, My Old Kentucky Home, John Prine. My Old Kentucky Home, like I said, a Stephen Collins Foster song, which he wrote a lot of those old folk songs. This is on blue vinyl. I think Stephen Foster Collins wrote, what's that song he wrote? Well, anyway. The Paradise on this is with Tyler Childers. They recorded it at Beaver Dam, which is great. And that Tyler track you actually can't get anywhere else either. My Old Kentucky Home you can find online, but the Paradise with Tyler Childers live is not online. Unwed Fathers and People Putting People Down. This one's fun. John got together with some of his friends and recorded this in his living room. I think there's some video of it that exists somewhere, but let's see, I can read it here. These songs were recorded live between May 16th and May 18th of 2019 in John's living room. John and his friends came together to sing on this project for the American Civil Liberties Union. So Unwed Fathers is John and Margot Price doing a duet with Jeremy Ivey, Margot's husband, and Kenneth Pattingale of the Milk Carton Kids on guitar. And The People Putting People Down is a duet between John Prine and Jason Isbell. So super fun, really enjoyed this one. This one might be my favorite. This one's also on black vinyl to stay true to its original release, but there you go. And Unwed Fathers. That one was great. Yeah, there's some great videos of John and them kind of cutting up in the living room, which is a lot of fun. Lots of good memories there. I also designed this one. Okay, just a couple more left. So John Prine and Kelsey Walden, the Kentucky sections. I love the design of this one. So the Kentucky Means Paradise is a Merle Travis song written in 1948 that John and Kelsey did a duet cover of, and then they did obviously Paradise, because you got to do Paradise when you're singing a duet with John. This was designed by one of my friends, Chad Miller, who crushed it. It's another black vinyl with the blue label. Again, true to its original pressing. And like, these are all in chronological order, so each one of these came out after the other. So this is the latest one, and obviously the Christmas one is the first one. So we're down to the last one, which is I Remember Everything by John Prine. This was recorded on May 8th, 2019 at the Prine residence, probably in the living room as well. This one was pressed on a beautiful clear vinyl, which we love. John Prine, I Remember Everything, and the string reprise, which is a beautifully haunting song and fitting into the jukebox. But we're not done. There's a little surprise at the very end. So this is what the jukebox looks like empty. If you pull this little pocket out, you'll see a little oh boy baggie. You can open this up, and inside, because what's a jukebox if you don't have any coins to play with, you'll find some baggied little custom-made John Prine coinage. So let me get out and show you if you can see it. They're very small, but as John would say, it's your nickel on a Handsome Johnny coin. Everything is cool. And you have another John Prine Big Ol' Goofy World. It's just my 2 cents. Coin. 2 cents. My 2 cents. You got gold. John Prine, the Go Goofy World Coin. Okay. That is the contents of the Oh Boy Singles. We hope you get a chance to check it out. We sure did love making it. Big thanks to Bob Delavante for taking the photos of the jukebox and helping design it. Thanks for listening.